I have very bad news for anybody with this pet. This is the raccoon, and I'm sure you guys all know that this is one of the most overpowered and just best pets in the entire game, but I'm sorry to say, for all the raccoon owners out there, there's been a nerf. And not just one nerf, there have been 2 nerfs, and today I'm going to tell you guys why this is happening, what these nerfs are, and if this means that the raccoons are literally useless now. Without further ado, let's get right into it, and if you guys want to be part of the OG 250k, hit that sub button. Let's go. All right, guys, so first things first, I do want to say that the raccoon nerf has been something that has been in the making, right? This is not just a complete surprise. People, and a ton of people, have been asking for this pet to be nerfed because I'm sure, as you all know, what the raccoon does is go to a random person's garden, which can be your alt account, and when it goes to that garden, it can steal any fruit with any mutations, costing any amount of money, basically meaning even if a fruit's worth $1 trillion, you can duplicate it into infinity, and especially if you have an army of 8, you can duplicate it times 8 into infinity and make infinity money, which is part of the reason why Grow a Garden has had an inflation problem, and also part of the reason why they added the rebirth stand. All right, I'm telling you guys, this all connects, and Grow a Garden is kind of dying as well. It all connects. Just listen. We'll start by the part where I just said where it's been in the making. I mean, I can just literally go to the Grow a Garden Discord server, check the suggestions tab, and probably find 1,000 people who said this months ago. Starting in May 10th, which I think this is literally just when the raccoon came out, somebody said, nerf the raccoon. It'll definitely ruin the economy. This guy, and his name is literally Guy, which is actually kind of funny, but this guy predicted it all because it's true. The raccoon ruined the entire economy. Same thing a literal week later, this guy said, nerf or rework the raccoon. A plot with 8 raccoons can make about 19 trillion shekels an hour if done right. This was 100% true. Even in May, when a trillion shekels was actually a crazy amount of money, and a quadrillion shekels was also a crazy amount of money, this was 100% true. And this other guy said nerf raccoons, are using them to, duplicate valuable fruits, which is, I mean, obviously why it's so good. And there's just a bunch of people, over 500 messages of people saying this from months ago to days ago to weeks ago. This guy said don't nerf it. Oh my gosh, he said that 6 times. Okay, either way, guys, this has been in the making, and let me tell you where the problem came. Honestly, it's pretty obvious. It's just because people duplicated fruits, and here's why it could have been better if it weren't for other glitches. The truth of the matter is, if it was just the fact that the fruits were being duplicated, that would be fine, but it's the fact that the fruits were not only being duplicated, but duplicated along with glitches. Basically, glitches like the honeysuckle glitch, which if you don't know, I'll show you that in a second while I search it up, but a bunch of glitches that basically already made incredibly valuable plants that shouldn't have been in the game, mixed with incredibly overpowered raccoons that can just duplicate any plants in the game. Obviously, the freaking economy is gonna be messed up. Here, honeysuckle grow garden glitch. Let's see. All right, so here's a video right here. I don't know why it's not showing me their name. I think their name is Overgrid, but in this video, they basically show you how it works. It was a glitch that you guys could do with not only the toucans, but also the honeysuckles, and you guys can just kind of see what happens. You know, they put the toucans on there, and they end up getting this crazy expensive honeysuckle. I don't know if he shows how much it is worth. Okay, he does, and it looks like it is worth 3 billion. That's base price. Keep in mind, that's base price. I think he only has like 1 or 2 mutations on there. Now imagine stacking a bunch of mutations. Imagine what's going to happen there. It's going to be worth a lot of money, and then people duplicate with the raccoon. Either way, it's a part of the reason why the economy is messed up. And before nerfing the raccoon again, what they actually did was add this, a rebirth station, and they also took away shekel trading. I'm sure we've already kind of been through this one already. I've made a ton of shorts about it, but if you guys want to rebirth so you guys can get really cool stuff, like I will say they're pretty cool stuff, right? I mean, you can get a 3rd garden slot. Honestly, that's probably the only thing I would want out of anything in this ascension shop or whatever you want to call it. But with these garden coins, you can also buy the tier 2 seeds, which are really good, especially if you don't have the bone blossom. Like, I think one of them is the 2nd best seed in the game, the cocoa mango. Either way, they added this to obviously entice people to rebirth because, you know, if there wasn't a reward for rebirthing, why would you rebirth? And second of all, to try and make you get rid of all of your shekels, because you guys can see, I mean, I have what? Billion, million, billion, trillion. So I have 6 trillion right now, which isn't that much. It only costs 1 trillion to rebirth every single time. But if I had 6 quadrillion, if I had 30 quadrillion, if I had 30 quintillion, if I had a septillion, I would still have to give that all up because they also removed shekel trading. This was kind of an attempt to just kind of make people rebirth and, you know, willfully lose all of their shekels, which I'm really glad that most people didn't do because they had to add another fix, which I'll talk about in a second too. But yeah, that was their first way of trying to kind of combat inflation because people just had way too much money. And yeah, nobody really wanted to rebirth and they just thought of it as a scam because I agree, it's a scam. Why are we just going to lose all our rebirths? Which is when, and I do kind of have to get my alt account in here to show you guys this, but this is when they added another thing that I can show you guys. If I have a trading ticket, let me turn my volume down. Do I have a trading ticket? Do I have a trading ticket? Yes, I do. Okay. So you guys can see right here, their second fix, they actually added shekel trading back. But let's say I were to give up 6 million, billion, trillion. Now you have to give away 10% of that. So I would have to give away 600 billion. Yeah. 600 billion off 1 trillion, 1 billion off 10 billion, 1 trillion off 10 billion, 1 quadrillion off 10 quadrillion. Either way, this is going to like slowly shave down money. It's kind of like taxes in real life. But yeah, it's very similar to taxes because you are kind of just giving away your money, but taxes usually doesn't apply when you're trading back and forth because technically if you guys just pass some money around to your friends, eventually you would be very, very broke. Either way, that's what they were doing. And that was kind of their last fix to this inflation problem. But now I have another one and it has to do with our good old buddy, old pal, the raccoon. All right, let's take a look at a short by one of my guys, bro. If you guys know Riz Chad from Fish, if you guys know Riz Chad for Fish, or if you know Flea 2P from Grow a Garden, this guy's a goat, man. This guy's a goat. Go sub to him. He's Riz Chad, but I guess this is his like new channel now or whatever. You guys can see that it says this right here, new nerf, the end, question mark. And in this video, he kind of talks about what the nerf actually was, and obviously the inflation issue where people were just using the raccoon over and over and over again. But you guys can see right here that they actually did 2 nerfs, which basically made it the first nerf, which I didn't even know about, was it just having no difference from level 100 to level 50. Like you can see the difference is only 28 seconds from level 100 to level 50, basically meaning if you level it up, it doesn't really help you that freaking bad. And now the newest nerf is that I think he shows it here. Oh yeah. If you guys reach a full inventory of plants, which is 250, you guys aren't able to steal anymore. And your raccoon will reset its whole countdown. Like you won't even have a chance to go to the sell shop or the seed shop and reset, you know, put away some plants so you can get more. And I think this will help a little bit. I don't think it's a crazy nerf, but it'll be good because you can't just AFK indefinitely. You know, there will be a cap to it, especially if you have a bunch of plants in your inventory already, but they're probably going to nerf it more. So this is just more to come. They're probably going to do more stuff to try and combat inflation because it is kind of killing their game because, you know, shekels literally don't do anything. So it's kind of like there's nothing to look forward to, but that's what the rebirths are for as well. Either way, guys, I thought that this was a decent nerf. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. And if you guys want to be part of the OG 100K, not even like 250K, hit that sub button. See you guys in the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.